By social media in the courtroom. That's what one local attorney says happened during a trial for his client in Palm Beach County. He says he found 25 posts made to Facebook and Twitter by two jurors in the middle of the trial. Jurors, he said, should have been paying attention in court. News Channel 5 legal analyst Michelle Suskauer here. Unbelievable.
It really is. I would hope that this is not something that's commonplace, and I'm shocked that nobody saw them tweeting from the courtroom. There's only 6 jurors sitting there.
Here are some of the comments that allegedly went online. One, I wish, quote, I wish I wasn't a U.S. citizen right now. I could give 2 expletive about jury duty. Another one, equally, why am I here type of attitude. That's not a direct quote.
How do we, well, I'll tell you something. How do we avoid this? How do we avoid people take their phones away during the trial? They need to be paying attention. They should not even have them in their pockets. They need to be away.
Should these jurors face official sanctions?
Well, if the judge instructed them to not do this, to not use social media, certainly there should be something that's done, and they should at least, at a very minimum, be interviewed about how this has affected the impact on the verdict here.
And in fairness, very basic questions too about how a judge, bailiffs, lawyers, and fellow jurors didn't say, what are you doing here in the middle of a trial?
Absolutely.
And this was a Palm Beach County trial, elderly woman, been in an accident. Her lawyer says may not have gotten quite as big a settlement as the lawyer thinks she deserved, and he's saying because of inattention, and that's a hard case to argue when you see this.
Right, absolutely, and it doesn't matter whether it's a criminal case, a civil case. You need to have a jury that is paying attention to the facts of the case.
Bottom line, new and tougher rules about when you can have phones in a courtroom.
I think this is coming. I think this is overdue.
Also, the lack of civility we're seeing in a courtroom. Brevard County, a judge allegedly going out in the hallway and punching a public defender. I mean, a courtroom's supposed to be the last line of civility and propriety.
That's right, and the judge is the one who is supposed to be the one towing the line there.
Your take on what'll happen there, or should happen?
Well, first of all, surprised that charges were not filed. Certainly, if it was
against the judge.
Against the judge. Certainly, if it was the public defender, he definitely would have been arrested. Judge is going to possibly be facing Judicial Qualifications Commission sanctions.
And by the way, just briefly, do people say, well, it's just our wild and wacky world? It's too easy to say it's the latest neat video on TV. What do you say about the deeper concern about when things like this, whether it's playing on Facebook in a courtroom or judges and PDs getting into it, about why it's important to be serious about this?
Because this tarnishes the entire judicial system, whether it's civil or criminal, and jurors must be, I mean, these are people's lives that are at stake here, whether it's a civil case or a criminal case.
And whether it's a juror or a judge.
Absolutely, no question.
This one's not going to come off the front burner for a while, thanks.
No.
We have a text-to-vote result for you. We asked